What if the Leica Q4 surprised everyone by arriving much earlier than expected? For years, photographers and industry watchers have assumed that Leica would stick to its predictable 4-year release cycle. The Q series timeline has been almost clockwork. The original Q in 2015, the Q2 in 2019, and the Q3 in 2023. By that math, the Q4 should logically debut in 2027. But whispers from reliable insiders suggest Leica may be preparing to disrupt its own rhythm, potentially unveiling the Q4 in 2026, or even earlier. If that happens, it wouldn't just be a new camera launch. It would be a deliberate strategy shift with ripple effects across the entire premium compact market. In this article, we'll unpack the rumors, balance speculation with realism, and explore why the Leica Q4 could redefine the future of compact full-frame photography. Leica's Q series has built a reputation not only for superb image quality, but also for its measured and deliberate release cadence. That consistency has been reassuring. Photographers knew when to expect the next upgrade. However, technology moves fast. Autofocus, computational photography, and video recording capabilities are advancing at a pace that 4 years may now feel too long in competitive terms. Sony's full-frame compact cameras are pushing innovation aggressively, and Fujifilm and Canon continue to refine their mirrorless offerings. In this context, Leica delaying until 2027 could risk falling behind. An accelerated timeline for the Leica Q4 makes strategic sense. By moving earlier, Leica can keep momentum on its side, surprise competitors, and satisfy an audience that increasingly demands faster refresh cycles. Like any anticipated camera release, rumors about the Q4 are all over the spectrum. Some online forums stick to conservative predictions that Leica will remain faithful to the 4-year cycle and drop the Q4 in 2027. Others insist the company is preparing a smaller iteration, perhaps a Q3s or transitional model, that could land much sooner. On YouTube and in photography blogs, the narrative is even more dramatic. Headlines like, "Don't buy the Q3 until you see this," and 5 crucial Leica Q4 features coming soon feed speculation that something big is happening behind closed doors. Some creators claim Leica has already been testing prototypes with select professionals, though those claims remain unverified. The rumored features range from incremental to revolutionary. Conservative voices talk about slightly improved video profiles and firmware refinements. More sensational leaks describe a 64-megapixel sensor, AI-driven subject tracking, and significant upgrades to video recording. The truth likely lies somewhere in between, but the sheer volume of speculation suggests Leica is already building buzz, intentionally or not. The big question is whether the Q4 will represent a revolutionary leap or a more evolutionary step. Historically, Leica favors careful refinement over radical reinvention. Each new Q has built meaningfully on its predecessor without alienating its core audience. But the market has changed since the Q3 launched. Waiting too long or offering only small upgrades could risk diminishing excitement. Let's consider why Leica might intentionally break the cycle and launch early. Strategically, an accelerated Q4 release could catch competitors completely unprepared. If Leica drops its next compact in 2026 instead of 2027, Sony, Canon, and Fujifilm would be forced to play catch-up while their own roadmaps are still in development. From a business perspective, this move also makes sense. The Q3 continues to perform well in reviews, but momentum fades quickly in today's fast-moving tech landscape. Striking while the Q3 is still fresh, but before competitors launch their next-generation models would maximize Leica's advantage. Ultimately, the Leica Q4 will succeed or fail not on its rumored specs, but on whether it meets real photographers' needs. For some, better autofocus could be the deciding factor. For others, improved video performance might be what tips the scales. And for loyal Leica fans, simply owning the latest in the Q series may be reason enough. This raises the question, what would actually make you upgrade from a Q3 to a Q4? Is it a transformative new feature like AI tracking? A practical improvement like fully articulating displays? Or is it about Leica proving it can still surprise in a market that often feels predictable? The conversation around the Leica Q4 is less about numbers and more about purpose. Leica's cameras have never been defined by spec sheets alone. They are defined by the experience of shooting with them, the tactile controls, the iconic design, and the balance of simplicity with cutting-edge performance. If the Q4 can enhance that experience while addressing key limitations of the Q3, it doesn't need to be revolutionary to succeed. But if Leica truly aims to disrupt the industry, an earlier release paired with bold new features could make the Q4 a landmark camera, remembered not only for its performance but also for the way it reshaped expectations. So, where does this leave us? The Leica Q4 might arrive in 2027, as tradition dictates. Or Leica might surprise the industry with an early launch in 2026. It could be a modest refresh, or it could introduce technologies that push compact, full-frame photography into an entirely new era. What matters most, however, is the photographer. Whether the Q4 focuses on better autofocus, improved low-light performance, enhanced video capabilities, or all of the above, the real measure of success will be how it serves the needs of its users. For now, the speculation continues. Some will wait for the Q4, convinced it will be worth holding off on a Q3 purchase. Others will argue the Q3 already strikes the perfect balance of performance and portability. Either way, the conversation around Leica's next move is proof of just how influential the Q series has become. One thing is certain, the story of the Leica Q4 is only beginning. Whether it lands in 2026 or 2027, it will be one of the most closely watched releases in the world of photography. And for those of us who live at the intersection of technology and artistry, that anticipation is half the fun.